back to another week review and a week preview. I want to start this week by talking about the huge missed opportunity from last week. I did not realize that it truly was division against division last week. So we truly had Avengers versus Defenders. So I'm bummed out. There were a lot of easy Marvel comic references I could have made to carry it through. I can probably throw a little bit of one in the review, but it's just a missed opportunity by the commissioner, and that one's on me. Anyway, let's just have a quick review of last week. Well, we'll start with yours truly, Ask Clowns getting another victory against Show Me Your TDs. Once again, that makes Avengers 1, Defenders 0. Big day for me from Chase. Wilson finally showed up for the Jets. I'd like to personally thank Aaron Rodgers for getting me those receiving yards, but throwing enough interceptions to allow the Vikings to win their game and go to 5-0. Anyway, that puts Ask Clowns, myself at 4-1. That puts Show Me Your TDs at 3-2. Up next, we've got Whipping Boys versus Contract Year. Whipping Boys desperately needed that victory and got it, 124 to 104 from Contract Year. Who would think you'd see Baker Mayfield score more fantasy points than Josh Allen, but it actually happened. Additionally, Swift for the Bears finally scored some points for Jason, got him where he needed to be. Michael's had basically a subpar day, keeping him at 100 and dropping him. I think now they are both at 2 and 3 right now, but that makes Avengers 2, Defenders 0. And up next, we have his first victory of the year, Mikko's Marauders. Ba-da-da-da! He wins 140 to a very close 133 from Chronic Roaches. Sam Darnold finally fell back to earth for Dave, not getting him many points. Patrick Mahomes did pretty decently for Roger, but not enough to get him where he needed to be. Dave had solid points up and down the dial, but a huge day from a couple defensive players put him over the hump. Welcome to the win category, Mikko's Marauders. And once again, if I'm not mistaken, I think that makes it Avengers 3, Defenders 0. And then we had another big win by our own Canids, 149 to 106 from Here We Go Again. We're watching the dominance of Happy slip a little bit this part of the season. Brad started his fantasy week on the back of Lamar Jackson's 41 points. Basically, everyone came out to play for Brad, but with those Lamar points, some defensive guys could slip and it wouldn't matter. Dan had a very low-scoring game, just broke 100, a very unhappy-like game, I would say, in general. So I think Dan may have to play with his lineup a little bit, or maybe he suffered from the bye week. Who knows? But if I'm not mistaken, I think that makes it Avengers 4, Defenders 0. And finally, the point monster of the week, Mullet Militia, with 178 points against Gridiron Skirts, which got 106. Gridiron Skirts, even with Prescott having a decent enough day, is still suffering from so many injuries. She's got a lot of backups in her lineups. I really hope that linebacker H2 Atatutu would have scored some points just because he had a cool name. But as always, Van Ginkel gave some big points for not enough for everybody else, but a great day for Van Ginkel. It kind of set up the rest of her defense. And then 20 from Boza. She's doing all the right things, just too many injuries, I think, for her. So, meantime, Mullet Militia just dominated. Everybody kind of showed up, getting 22 points from Hunt from Kansas City, 26 from London. Holy cow, 27 from Moore. Chicago finally became the Kansas City of the other Midwest. So I guess that's a thing now. But huge day for Lauren. Puts him at, if I'm not mistaken, Lauren. Yep, that puts you at 4-1. It's a mush up in the division right now. And Gridiron Skirts drops her to 1-4. And I would like to just point this out. That's Avengers 5, Defenders 0. Okay, let's take a quick look at our division stand, just kind of see where everybody's at. We'll start with the dominating division, Avengers. Anyway, as you can see right now, we've got a kind of a log jam at first place at 4-1 for both Ass Clowns, Canids, and Mullet Militia. Whipping Boys is 2 games back at 2-3, and Mikos Marauders were their first winners at 1-4. So really only 3 games back from the rest of us. So it's anybody's division. Wink. Anyway, we'll look at the Defenders division. As you can see, at 3-2, 3-2 tie at top. And then Contract Years right behind him at 2-3. And then we've got Roaches and Gridiron Skirts tied at 1-4. They're only 2 games out too. So in Defenders division, I'd say anything's up for grab depending on schedule, buys, etc. You like how I'm like gesturing to the graphics on the side? This is this new thing I'm trying. Anyway. All right, this week's matchups are Ass Clowns versus Mikos Marauders, Whipping Boys versus Mullet Militia, Canids versus Gridiron Skirt, Show Me Your TDs versus Chronic Roaches, and Here We Go Again versus Contract Year. I just want to say good luck to everybody except Mikos Marauders, and I'm going to just really enjoy this bye week for the Vikings and just let football be football all weekend. So until we meet again, Burner!